Welcome back, my horde. So this is a very, very, very late podcast, seeing how we're recording this on Wednesday because the last few days have been awful for me. Yeah, I just haven't slept well. Mostly because of my tooth. And now that my tooth doesn't hurt as much, I'm starting to get back to being able to do stuff, but we were supposed to record this on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was Monday night, theoretically, is when we were supposed to record this. But on Monday night, we were just super tired, so we went to bed really early. And on Tuesday, I went to the doctor's, and then I had to get some blood work done, and I almost passed out. I almost fainted from blood work, so, yeah. I've come to the conclusion that apparently next time I have to go get blood work, I have to lay down and get it from one of my one arm, not the other.
So. To be fair, that's also the first time you've had blood drawn, so...
Yeah. Well, it wasn't coming out of the other arm, and then she would go reposition it, and everything just started getting really hazy. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And then she's like, do you think you're going to faint? I'm like, oh, yeah. So, she, was, they started calling the other girl over, and, they started doing stuff like getting me, an ice pack and some apple juice and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then had to get some antibiotics for...
Yeah, my tooth.
And it was a jam-packed day full of fun medical stuff.
Yeah. So when I got home and stuff like that, later on that day, I was just really beat. So I went to bed early, didn't even think about it. And then Tammy's like, at work, she's like, we forgot to do a podcast. I'm like, I guess we'll do it when we get home.
So, we're doing it! Yay!
There's actually a bunch of crazy stuff that's happened in the last couple days, too. For example, there's, the new Saints Row is going to come out. So, they've announced that. They also announced that they're doing a Marvel game. Something
Marvel Black Sun.
Yeah, Black Sun. And, yeah, that looks interesting. I don't know much about the Black Sun because it's not yet got much with it on there, but from what I understand, it's supposed to be an XCOM style game. So, turn-based.
Yeah, turn-based strategic
with Marvel characters.
And, which will be interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually what they're going to do, but just the fact that it's going to be Doctor Strange in it, Ghost Rider in it, Iron Man in it, and... Nico? Is it Nico?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hers is spelled Niko.
My cat actually legitimately looked at my wife when she said her name.
What? What do you want? And then there was also Ghost Rider.
I thought you said that already.
I think you said Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I meant to also say Ghost Rider and Wolverine. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So yeah, we'll see what that becomes. I know that a lot of people are already apparently disliking the Saints Row.
Yeah, well, Saints Row hasn't produced a game for that series, and the last one was 4 re-elected, I think.
Yeah, I'll actually.
And that was quite a while ago.
Well, the problem happened was the fact that the games were a semi-jokingly knockoff of GTA and had slowly gone more and more silly with it.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but then it got bought out, and a lot of people have just been not sure about it, which is, whatever. But apparently a lot of people don't like this one because it's too hipster-esque based. I'm like, it's pretty much the exact same kind of concept of how the other ones were, just like a new, like if people were nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like.
Well, they kind of take a game and definitely turn it up that extra notch, because I know one of them had you abducted by aliens and stuff, and yeah, so
See, looking at it, Saints Row 1, 2, and 3 were actually done by the same company, THQ.
Yeah.
Then 4 was done by Deep Silver. And then apparently this new one is done by THQ Nordic. But the problem is that it's been developers have been always the same company.
Odd.
It's always been like they changed their name at one point, but pretty much they've always been the same group, more or less. But I don't know. I think the concept is that the game's just basically going to play very similar to the other one. I think a lot of people are just not happy with it because you no longer play the same characters as before.
Yeah.
But to be fair with that, with a lot of the characters that you played before, they'd be getting pretty old by now.
Yeah.
Oh, I was actually supposed to tell you when when those games got released. There we go. Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, so it's been 6 years.
Yeah. The first game came out 2006, then 2008, then 2011, then 2013, and then 2015 for Get Out of Hell.
Yeah, so.
But if you went with the concept of how they kind of developed the games and how stuff like kind of happened, you could easily go with the story that this is like the new age of group and like some of these people are actually like the kids of the other ones or something.
Yeah.
You can figure it out, and I don't know why people are so mad. Like, I remember fucking seeing so many people running around like in weird crap costumes in like 3 and 4, running around with a freaking, big shaft.
Yeah, or the dubstep gun.
Yeah. So I was like, it's always kind of been there as a joke. So, I don't know. I just know that when I was watching the trailer, it was like a guy that he put on this like helmet, and actually it had like the LED lights as it's like, and he had like a little face like he was happy.
Yeah, it's definitely out there for. I mean, I think you can get similar stuff when, or at least there's a character in Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, I think it's in actually the original Watch Dogs as well.
Yeah, there's one character that has that. But
yes.
I mean, it's just. Like, it's interesting that they are trying to continue with that series, just because it's already, like...
Well, that's why it's apparently supposed to be a reboot of the series, but they could easily also explain it's not like it's a soft reboot, where, all the stuff from the past did happen, it's just now it's, the gang, basically, something happened to the gang, or, or... Then again, I guess fucking one of the games you become president and stuff like that. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not too upset about it. I think it'll be kind of interesting. And then, the other games that I was looking at, they actually did show a quick trailer of Demon Slayers. And it was just basically the fact that you actually do fight one of the actual bosses.
Oh, cool.
So it may actually be a complete, up-to-date game.
That'll be neat.
I think what would be even neater is after a certain amount of, months, they would get periodical updates. Yeah. Either paid DLC or whatever. but like having each season.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Because then you wouldn't just buy the next game, which you just, have to do the same thing that you did before, and then plus whatever. It'd just be insert new season.
Yeah. And like even if it was going with the idea that it is a new game, but it took your character and just moved him over, and it was just like you said, like we're saying, the next season of stuff happening.
Yeah. Because that was one thing I had issues with all the Dragon Ball games. Because
Yeah.
they had the Dragon Ball, but it was like the first whatever up to like the Cell games or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next game you'd have to do all that again. And then like...
And sometimes they'd get rid of certain battles or add new battles or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Or they had like the alternative... Like the...
Yeah.
I think I could be wrong. I thought that was in that game where they had the alternate one where you basically played the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then you had to win as the bad guy instead. Or was that a different game?
No, I'm pretty sure there was at least I think one Dragon Ball game that was like that.
Because I remember there is a game that out there that was like that did that where, like, maybe there was another game that I'm thinking of too, but where you played the bad guy role and you had to like, it was like alternate history fights.
Yeah.
And basically you had to do the entire fight. Like the entire show was there, and every time you did a certain fight, yeah, you could have like a bonus fight where it would be the alternate route, and you can like unlock
certain characters that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it may have been Dragon Ball. Now thinking about it, yeah.
I was gonna say, and that also kind of leads into the Far Cry DLC that's gonna be coming out with the next game. I think in the seasons past, there's gonna be the villains POV.
Yeah.
Where you actually play as the villain for whatever length of time.
Yeah.
For what, 3-4 games?
I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Because 1 and 2 were not as popular of games as 3. 3 really pushed Far Cry. Once they started getting into... Sorry, we're you both yawning here. Once they got into that groove, yeah, Far Cry 3 was great. I think I know a lot of people's problem with Far Cry 3 was the fact that the game should have ended after that one guy died. But the problem with Far Cry 3 was the fact that, well, it's not really a problem, it's just the people that don't really go over this, the fact that Far Cry 3 had 3 villains. It didn't have just one.
Yeah.
It had 3 villains. Because you had the main villain that everybody knows he's on the cover. He dies halfway through the game or whatever. Then you got the secondary villain, which is some douchebag McGee that no one gives a fuck about. I can't remember what he looks like. And then you have the last villain, which is the girl.
Yeah. The guy on the cover's sister?
I think so, actually.
Yeah. She was more traditional. He was more modern.
Yeah, I believe so. I know. I think that you are right that that's what she was. And yeah, she was the other villain.
Yeah. Although her endingness was kind of dumb.
There's 2 endings.
I know.
There's the bad ending, which is that you kill your girlfriend, you bang her, and she kills you.
Yeah.
And then there's the other ending, in which you kill her and save your friends. I think my only problem with the one where she bangs you and kills you is just the fact that I would not kill the person I'm banging until I'm sure I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So, like...
That you're pregnant and past the first trimester.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest point in time to miscarriage.
Like, so what I would go is, like, the concept of, like, I would, if I was a sadistic woman who wanted to have this demigod freaking being like she was going for, bang him, right?
Yeah.
And then continuously do the ceremonial banging, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're near your, like, basically, you know how, like, some girls, right before they actually give birth to their child, it's actually having intercourse actually apparently can produce labor.
Yep.
Doing that and killing him then.
Yeah. It's
because then you would kill him for the baby to be born.
Yeah.
And that would make a little more sense.
It's because in the guy's stuff, there's a chemical reaction that happens.
That's fine.
So
I'm just saying, that would have been, I think, more setting, but I think the idea was the fact that they just wanted to show that she was sadistic and stuff like that, and that she was going to use you.
But that would have made her way more sadistic.
But then you have, after Far Cry 3, you had Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
Which, according to what I was looking at, if you actually get this new Far Cry, that you'll actually get Blood Dragon for free. I'm hoping it's the Xbox One version of Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
And not the 360 version like fucking Fallout did to me. I think it was Fallout. Because I got the... I think it was Fallout. I bought like Fallout 4. It's like, if you buy Fallout 4, you'll get Fallout 3 for free. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I bought Far Cry 4, or not Far Cry, Fallout 4, and then I got the 360 version. I'm like, I don't want the 360 version.
Yeah.
I've already beaten this. So yeah, I remember something like that happening and getting pretty pissed off about it. But anyway, then yeah, 3. I can't remember who the villain was in 3. I just remember the fact of the blood dragons, which were pretty interesting. And the fact that it was like a 80s, action movie kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I haven't played a lot of it, but I do remember the artwork for it, and it was a weird neon-inspired 80s dream, it seemed.
I think they call it a fever dream, but yeah. And then after that... Oh, I don't like that, how they have this set up. Anyway, after that was, of course, 4. Which... I remember 4. Because I played all of them. But I can't really remember the bad guy from 4 all that well. I remember that there was 2 people that were helping you, and they both had,
Was that the one in the mountains?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. It was a big political, I'm trying to run this place.
Yeah. I remember the guy. The guy, had a thing that if you at the beginning of the game, if you just stood there and wait for him to come back, he would actually thank you and send you off home.
Yeah.
And the game would be over. But
quickest way to beat the game.
But I don't remember much of interactions with him.
Yeah.
And I think that's just one of the problems is that that's why I think 3 did why they like that villain so much. Because you interact with that villain 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. One of them when I'm pretty sure you're intoxicated.
Well, I know you do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But no, I remember at one point he's talking to you about, have I ever told you about the definition of insanity again? And he's doing it again. And then he grabs a rock, throws it off the edge. And then basically this vine rope starts flickering.
Yeah.
And then you get pulled. You fall down this big cavern into water. But yeah, after that, was it Primal? Yeah, it was Primal. Far Cry Primal.
Yeah.
Which I actually really enjoyed Far Cry Primal. I actually I think that's a really cool idea what Far Cry is doing, where they basically create a Far Cry and then a side game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Far Cry 5, which the villain in that one, that was the religious one.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
No, I understand. But I did like that you interacted with him a lot more. Yeah. And then you interacted with his brothers and sister a lot more. So by the end of it, you had, there was something in it, it felt like. you either hated him or liked him.
Yeah. Well, I was definitely on the hating part of that one. I didn't like the ending.
I don't like that it's canon that you actually side with him.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess you don't side with him.
No, I'm pretty sure you don't. But
Yeah,
you're still stuck in the bunker.
Yeah. Because, yeah, I guess the uncanon one is the fact that... yeah, I can't... Because one of you drags the other one to the bunker.
He drags you.
Yeah.
Because he brainwashes your driver, and she ends up...
No, I think it's actually the nukes go off.
Yeah, and then the nukes go off, and he's, like, right there.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember it was... Yeah. And then, of course...
I think your jaw's broken.
Oh.
I think you nod or you shake.
I thought you were talking about me, actually. I was like, no, my fucking jaw hurts, but it's not broken. But anyway. And then, of course, there was New Dawn, which was the direct spin-off, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, they seem to like the bright colors and neon stuff, because that's the second time it's been really potent.
Yeah. Well, the other one made sense because of where it was.
Yeah.
But this one was more because, like, it was like the neon fever dream kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and the flowers, I think, gave off, the new flowers anyway, gave off, like, they were bright pink or something.
Yeah, I can't remember. But nonetheless, I know I'm missing a couple of achievements for Far Cry 5. I'm missing a bunch for 4 as well because of fucking... having to do PvP stuff, and then by the time I'm actually starting to play it, to go do PvP stuff, needing like 5 or 6 people to actually start the PvP stuff, and I'm like, I have 4 friends and a dream. Maybe we'll try to actually see if we can get that going again. Except I think I own it on, not digitally, so that would be a problem. I don't know. We'll figure something out, maybe. Anyway, yeah, so 6 is going to be... it looks like it's going to be 2 characters, so I wonder if that's actually a thing. If they're trying to do the, like, co-op more.
Yeah.
Kind of like Wolfenstein did, which we really have to get back into as well.
Yeah, I know. Just you haven't been feeling good. I haven't really been feeling good. So.
I know, and I know that the next game that we have to play is Hades, because you've been really asking to play that.
Only since it came out on Xbox.
Yeah, I know.
I've been just playing Neon Abyss for the lulz, I guess.
Anyway, how long are we here? 10 session phone. Okay, that's good enough. Screw it. It's getting warm in here. I need to go to my sister's and grab our cheese.
Cheese!
We went over to her house a while back to watch Black Widow with her. Which actually I'm going to address one little thing with that, and then we'll go with this. And I left we made some pizza, and then we left some stuff for the back end. But, yeah. So apparently, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings will actually not be first day on Disney+. According to stuff I was reading, which, if it's true, is awful. Instead of having a 90-day thing where it takes 90 days before it goes from theater to streaming service, it's going to have a 45-day thing where it goes from theaters to streaming service. And then when it goes to the streaming service after 45 days, it will be free. Which, if you're going, yeah, that's awesome. You know, I only have to wait 45 days, not 3 months to, you know, watch it. My problem is that it's now not making as much money because so many people are not wanting to go to the theaters right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it is where you guys live, but where we live, our government going, well, this Delta variant of freaking the virus, yeah, we're just going to start putting all the precautions back in.
So, masks are being mandated again, and if you're going to travel somewhere, equivalently, they're going to make you you're going to have to require proof to travel anywhere, that you've gotten your vaccines done and the dates.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember when we got ours done, and I have paperwork showing it got done.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're fine, but that's not the point. The point is that there's a lot of people that are really angry about it, and they have some very colorful views. So.
Yeah, well, ignoring all that, the biggest issue on my head is just the fact that because we're going back to all of that, I was already not really wanting to go to the theater to begin with.
Yeah.
And now that's occurred, I'm like, well, I definitely don't want to go to the theater now.
Yeah. I know. I've spoiled you and made you a hermit.
So, yeah. It's going to be pretty difficult to get people to go back to the theaters.
Yeah, some people, they're not too worried about it, but, like, I can't. Like...
Yeah, we were already not a fan of theaters to begin with, just because of how crowded they were, and how much, like, how, everything about it, like, we didn't enjoy. And then now here it is where, we're at a point where we may not even have to go back to theaters, and we're like, yeah, okay, let's not go back to theaters.
Yeah. Like, I get it. It's an experience, but at the same time, I much prefer being able to watch it from home. Then I can, if I have to get up and go to the bathroom, I can pause it.
Yep.
I have my own snacks, because, like, in some cases, dietary restrictions or anything like that.
Or just the fact that the snacks at theaters are really stupidly expensive.
Yeah. But, like, and then in this case, we bought Black Widow on premium, and then we've watched it twice, but we've watched it with two friends, and then we watched it with your sister and her family. So I mean, like, it's gotten its use. Like, we equivalently beat the amount of what a ticket was.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, the idea is, if we really wanted to go watch it again, we could. If we don't, that's fine. But, at least we got to watch it early. But, I don't know. I liked it that way. And then if they're going to do it the other way, it just means that we have to wait 45 days and do it that way. Which is fine. But it just means that Shang-Chi isn't getting as much money.
Yeah. And they're going to consider it probably a flop, because it feels like they haven't done enough promoting for it. So they're going to be like, what's this? And then
it gets even worse when you actually think about the fact that because the next movie is November.
Yeah.
And the one right after that is in December.
Yeah.
They're already starting to push the Eternals. And the concept is that once Shang-Chi is in theaters and for that, they're going to start pushing the Eternals. But when Shang-Chi goes to Disney Plus in 45 days afterwards, if they actually go with that exact motto, it's just the concept that they're not promoting that as much.
Yeah. So
you're starting to run into the concept of, now people that don't know it's going to take 45 days, or how are they going to, are they going to miss it? Stuff like that. So it's a lot of things like that that's just crazy that, you're not looking into those things.
Yeah.
But, yeah. We'll leave this here. Hopefully things do work out for it. I do like seeing the shows, like the movies, so hopefully, they get things figured out sooner rather than later. Anyway, so until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and see you then.